something with this silver thing, because the situation may change very much radically by next year. I've always been stating that, and I don't know when this is going to happen, but now election time has really changed the situation a lot. I think with policy, will change the policy in the Middle East. The thing that was the whole key to bringing up the metals a lot, which you're seeing another slaughter today on the metals, but what the whole key is not so much the supply and demand and all this type of stuff. It's really what's going on is it's the Middle East. When there's a major conflict in the Middle East, there's going to be a lot of oil that's going to be taken off the markets, and it's going to bring up gold a lot. That's an axiom. When there's major conflict in the Middle East, oil goes way up, gold goes way up, and when gold goes way up, that's when you see silver go up. When actually oil goes up in a hard bull run, that's the only time there's a good correlation between silver and oil. Now, there was an absolute slaughter of the Democrats, and especially even in New York State yesterday, and a lot of it is due to, actually in New York State, a lot of it was due to the gun control issue. I almost guarantee you, even though the major media won't mention that, I guarantee you it has a lot to do with the gun control issue. So there was an absolute slaughter of Democrats, even in the congressional seats. The main reason, the Obama himself is, Muslim-leaning or Islamic-leaning or whatever he is, but it's Valerie Jarrett, whatever, Jarrett, that's his number one advisor. She was born and raised in Iran, and that has a lot to do with why the policies in the Middle East have not been the way they would have been if there was a different administration. Now, I know one of the Obama White House officials, whatever, basically he was caught saying about Netanyahu, Bippy, that he was a chicken shit, implying that he would not attack Iran on his own, which is freaking stupid to do. But that is actually telling you what's going on and why this thing didn't blow up yet. But I'm going to tell you this. It's in the interest of the oil elite in the United States to have this happen, because if there's a major conflict in the Middle East, if Saudi, when Gaddafi was, the war was going on in Libya, and Gaddafi's oil was off the market, you're talking 1.5% of the oil market. That's when silver rose up a lot. Oil got up to, I think, 120 something a barrel. I think even on the WTI, if I don't remember that exactly, but that's when silver and gold and everything was doing very well. If you're talking about a war between Iran and, or maybe something fomented between Saudi and Iran, oil prices would easily top $200, and you would see record heights in gold and silver. This may be the situation. When it happens, it's going to happen so fast, and that's another reason they call silver the devil's metal. The situation can change radically overnight, and that's, and then you're going to see people calling for, like, I'll give you a name. One person that really kind of got mad at it was, because I thought it was irresponsible, was Bix Weir. Thousands of dollars for silver, man. There's thousands of dollars for an ounce of silver, man. That means there's, I'll tell you what, man, we're in Mad Max freaking total collapse city over here in the United States. But it could go to record heights over $50. Real fast, if the conflict in the Middle East happens. Now, also, where is China getting their oil from? A lot of their oil is coming from Saudi and Iran. Would it not be in the interest of the oil barons in the United States to knock out those supplies and have the restrictions lifted on exports oil so they could sell it to China at a fat, high price? Would they not love to do that? At the same time, they'd be screwing us here in the middle class. Now, I'm going to be, while I'm actually uploading this video, I'm going to be filling up my Jeep with some gasoline, and we're going to give a mileage test on that HHO thing today. It's probably going to take me several hours. It's going to be a crude check, but I want to actually do it a little bit better with a fuel line going back to a container where it can actually watch the fuel go down and get it really super accurate. But I'm too anxious to figure out at least the ballpark where it's going, because when we see, right now we're seeing really low fuel prices over here in the United States. You're going to see low home heating oil prices. You're probably going to see a drop in your electric bill. You're probably not going to see any, even though there was a lot of droughts and problems in California, you're probably not going to see very high food prices, except maybe in a beef market where the livestock, cattle was affected the most. It is a blessing in disguise by the silver prices being really low, because it helps other things out. When it goes up a lot, you're going to be paying a hell of a lot for food. You're going to be paying a lot for gasoline in your car. You're going to be paying a lot for fuel, heating oil for your home, and everything else across the board. And the food prices will be going up a lot. So, I want to think outside the box all the way. Now, this is not a doom and gloom channel. This is like a practical channel. Now, what's been throwing me off was, now I'm seeing it, though, because the last... I think that came out about less than a month ago, where that White House official was basically caught stating, and they picked it up on mic, that he called Netanyahu a chicken shit. In other words, the Obama administration and Israel is at the most tensions since, I don't know what. They're like at the lowest ebb since whatever. And a lot of this is because of the way they're handling problems in the Middle East. But I'm telling you right now that if there was a different administration in there, and it looks like with this election things are going to change, maybe the president didn't change, but the whole Congress changed, it may be setting things up for something to happen in the Middle East. And when something happens in the Middle East, that oil goes offline, oil prices go way up, global tensions increase, gold goes way up, silver goes way up. It could be radically changed by next year. Very much so. Very much so. So anyway, as far as spot market prices going down, they can rig it down. They can also rig it up. When it starts going up a lot, you're going to hear all the reasons why it should go to, I hope it don't go to 500,000. I mean, I'd like to see it go to some crazy amount of money and me catch it right at the very top. That would be beautiful, But I don't think I'm going to be that damn lucky to do something like that. But, who the hell knows? But the thing is, when it goes up, you're going to hear, no matter how high it goes, they're going to tell you it's going to go higher. I know that. I know this in advance. But what I'm telling you right now is, if, say, for instance, we had John McCain as president, or, whatever, somebody else like that, we would have already been at a conflict in the Middle East, and there would have been a totally different situation in the commodities right now. They'd be way the hell up there. And I got to repeat this again, when they took about 1 or 1.5% of the oil market offline with the Libyan war, and you see what happened to oil prices and what happened to gold and what happened to silver, they all kind of relate. They all kind of very roughly run together. If you're seeing a major conflict in the Middle East where Iranian oil's off the line, Iraqi oil's offline, Saudi oil's offline, I don't know where the hell oil's going to go to. It seems crazy, but I think $200 a barrel is going to be minor. It might be $300 a barrel. I don't know. It could be way the hell up there, man. And what happens when that situation, gold is going to not just double, it's going to go more than double. And what happens with silver, that's when it goes up way too high and way more than it should be. They don't call it the devil's metal for nothing. And it's also going to be the time, you're going to have to be damn lucky if I call it, I use the word spike. I think it's going to, overall, it's going to be a lot higher than it is today, in the future. If you averaged everything out, it will be a lot higher than it is today. It'll be definitely probably like some years down the road, not 20 years, maybe 5 years down the road, not even. It might be well over 100 or 75 or 100 around there. It could be way over 100, especially with the debt bomb looming over us. Because the next time silver super spikes, they can't bring it down with bringing up the interest rates. That's what they did back in 1980. Paul Volcker actually made the brave decision to bring the interest rates way up. That crashed the hell out of the commodities markets. They can't do that today. They're having problems servicing the debt as it is. That's why they're using this twist and exchanging long-term debt for short-term debt. So the next time it super spikes, yeah, it'll come down. When I say super spike, it goes up and it comes down, but it can't crash through the floor. Not in U.S. dollars. Not in U.S. dollars. What probably will happen is it may crash through the floor better in another currency that may be a little stronger. I don't know which one it'll be. It may be Swiss francs for all I know, because they're starting to attach their currency to gold again. It may be. It could be Chinese money. I don't know. It may be. But as far as the money we use here in the United States, it's going to crash. That's going to be the money we have. So in other words, if it's still going to be worth quite a bit in U.S. dollars, because the dollar itself is going to start going down. It'll go down at that time. We're going to lose some clout probably. This last super spike in oil that I think has, it's planned. It's probably not coming. Well, it's not coming up as fast as I thought. Actually, there's been experts that said Netanyahu guaranteed was going to strike Iran in late spring of 2012, and he never did. He was pulled back by the Mossad. But what's coming to be very obvious now, it's the Obama administration itself that is slowing up this timetable. And now that we have these elections that basically are telling the Obama administration, you're going to be out the door next time, because even if the Democrats win the next presidency, it's going to be Hillary Clinton. She's a warmonger. It's going to happen. And this is why your silver is going to go up. At the same time, oil is going to go way up. It's going to go right through the freaking roof. It's going to go right through the roof. So anyway, just want to give a quick update here, because, a lot of people are saying, it's the worst investment in the world. It's the worst investment in the world if you bought paper leverage, triple leverage, or some shit like that. If you bought freaking coins, you're okay. You really are. Just wait it out. That's why you don't put all your money in silver. That's one thing I never said to do. A little bit here, a little bit there, man. I remember buying gold back in the 90s, like numismatic gold that was like in the slabs, like for $600. Then it went down. Now it's way the hell up. Here it is. I don't know, over 15 years later. But, in the numismatic slabs, it's a lot more than the spot price. But, that's the thing. That's the thing. I don't put all your money into it. That's the other thing. So anyway, looks like situations is changed in the political environment. It has changed a lot. Landslide to the Republicans because they're pissed off at Democrats, and it looks like in New York State they're pissed off specifically at the gun control laws that they're coming up in that state, and they didn't expect that much of a landslide. I don't even know what happened in Virginia. Virginia was supposed to be a sure bet for the Democrats, and I don't know, it was real close. I don't even know what the outcome was. I didn't even look. It was very close. But that's telling me the policy in the Middle East ain't going to stay the same. Even if the Obama's still in office and Valerie's still in office or whatever the hell it is. You never know. You never know. Because actually it's her, because he does what she tells him to, basically. It's Valerie. Valerie's been the one that brought him around in Chicago, got him started in political life, the Obamas and all that type of stuff. She was the attorney that brought him around. she's the number one advisor. She screens everybody that sees him. The Democrat, a lot of people around that Obama are afraid of her. I was reading stuff from like over a year ago that she's basically the de facto president of the United States, and that's what's being said from Democratic inner circles. She's born and raised in Iran. Why do you think the policy in the Middle East is the way it is? You know? Why do you think ISIS is freaking coming on so strong? I mean, she had a CIA, maybe. I don't know. I mean, actually, I can tell you this. During the time they had the Iran-Contra scandal with a crisis with Jimmy Carter, the military did not like Carter so much. They did stuff to embarrass his administration, which helped Reagan get in there later on. And that could be going on here with Obama, too. I don't think he's very popular in the military. You know what I mean? So, the situation, when that situation changes in the Middle East, silver can go through the roof. But if it gets too... The thing is, you know, I remember last time, I didn't sell in 2011 at the exact height when I sold electronic double leverage. You know, it was kind of risky. I didn't think, when I was getting up in the 30s, I was like, holy shit. And it went up to 48 or 47 something. I could have made a lot more money. I think that's going to be the biggest problem when it goes up, because I'm going to be like, wow, if it breaks through 50, where's the next point? 70, 60, 70, 75? Who the hell knows where it can go? But it's a spike. That's the freaking problem. That's the problem. It sounds ludicrous right now, but that's how silver works. They don't call it the devil's metal for nothing. Just remember that. Just remember that. And remember those principles about the Middle East and oil. In relation, it's not a unison relationship. Like, it doesn't mean oil and gold and silver goes up exactly the same percentage and all. They're when Middle East blows up, when that happens, and you got some serious freaking really bad stuff going on, oil goes up a lot, gold goes up a lot, and then you see silver go, and then it starts taking off, and it usually catches up to the other two and passes them percentage gains. And why we haven't had this stuff hasn't happened in the Middle East is specifically because of the Obama administration. And if you really want to put the finger on one person, it wouldn't be Obama, it would be more Valerie, born and raised in Iran. That's the one. She actually brought him around, and he would not be any big deal in political life if it wasn't for her. She's the number one advisor kingpin around him, and she was born and raised in Iran. Once those people are out of there, or those people are lame duck yo-yos in the Congress has got a different flavor in there, you might see a lot of different things happen in the Middle East. Not overnight. But when that happens, you're going to see oil go way the hell up, gold go way up, and silver go way up. Just that, how high is high? I don't know. I do know, though, that the people that do know aren't going to tell you. And they're going to be fanning the stuff that will go higher and higher and higher. So idiots buy it really, really high. Idiots that buy it, people who buy it right now, it's like, God, I don't know, yeah. But if you didn't get in, if you missed out if you didn't buy any silver ever, maybe it'll go a little lower. But this is a damn good time, man. It's a good time to buy. It ain't going to be like a 20-year hold. That's for sure. That's for sure. Anyway, over and out.